I've been watching an unhealthy amount of YouTube lately to cope with the annihilating pressure of summer break ending and having to go back to school only for my teachers to throw an ungodly amount of work at me that can only be rivaled by my skating coach and parents. So let's make a stupid tier list with the Minecraft YouTubers I've been watching. Today, y'all, we are going to be ranking these guys' abilities to be president of the US, and just like assume they're qualified and got elected and, you know, whatever, unless I say otherwise, alright? I'm trying my best here. So without further ado, let me pull up the tier list and let's get started. So first, we're going to be doing Boosfer, which I now realize is a terrible pick, but let me explain the tiers first. So first of all, we got World is Utopia. Okay, that's at the top. It's like, they become world leader because everybody loves them. They're just so perfect at being president, right? Like, they've got that good in their soul. They're intelligent. They keep it up. Nobel Peace Prize, you know? Obama, bro. Like, we got some, like, there's some flaws in there, but overall, they've done good for the world. Re-elected for second term, again, those are just generally good presidents. But, like, they haven't done the best things, but they've done good enough. They kept the country stable. Okay, but no re-election. Like, there's better. The next candidates upcoming are better. But, you know, they didn't cause havoc. They kept the country together, at least. Impeached/removed from office, the people just don't like them. They're just doing bad things, or they're just not keeping the country sound. I wouldn't say doing bad things, because, again, like, I don't think any of these people are bad, but they're just not keeping the country together. Assassinated by the UN. Globally, they're a little chaotic, you know, like, they're a little chaotic, that's what I'll say. Banned from being in history textbooks. Kind of self-explanatory. They done a little too much evil to the world, okay? They're a little too in character. But, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Boosfer got a little too silly, bro. Got a little too silly. And the UN, unfortunately, was like, yeah, you're not a net positive for the world. In fact, I think you blew up a whole country. So, on purpose or not on purpose, Boosfer definitely would somehow find a way to get assassinated by the UN. Okay, so our next one is KyleEff. Now, I think Kyle has the advantage of, you know, having a corporate job in, I think, New York City. So he has, like, some level of finance down. I actually don't know what he works as. But I don't think it's good enough to, like, hold him up there. Like, I don't think he has a greater knowledge. Again, these people don't really talk about politics, but I don't think he'd bring peace to the world, but I think people would like him as president. Okay, so he would be, not Nobel Peace Prize, he would be re-elected for a second term. Okay, the thing about Ashswag, like, as a character, low-key as a person, this could go either way. He could either be somewhere on the assassinated by the UN or banned from being in history textbook level, or I could see him in the World Peace Prize because I think he does have a good knowledge on politics. I mean, y'all, if you'll watch him, you know. He's just an overall pretty smart guy in terms of these things, in my opinion. However, in one Quack Fridays episode, he did state that he used to beg to be North Korea, DPRK, in MUN conferences just so he could cause chaos. And I fear he would be so much more strategic than Boosfer to the point where his chaos, the UN can't do anything. They just need to wait for it. And then everybody's gonna be like, we never speak of him again. But, you know, that's kind of what this category is. Okay, Reddoons. I don't know why this one's square. But hear me out on red, bro. Hear me the frickety frack out on here. I feel like they're pretty similar, Ashswag and Red, in terms of their, like, character. But I think Red wouldn't be that bad. I think he'd be a pretty good Red president. I think he'd be better than KyleEff. I think he would cause chaos, but it'd be chaos at a point where it was bad for bad people and good for good people. So I think, like, just hear me out on this. Nobel Peace Prize. Just trust me on this, bro. Okay. This one was a little hard. I had to think long and hard about this. Because the thing is, no matter what I say, the PrinceZam fans they're gonna come after me, bro. Like, no matter what I say, y'all are gonna hate it. You know what I mean? Like, like, what do you want me to do? Okay, I think PrinceZam would be okay. I don't think she would be that bad, but I just don't think she would be that good either. Like, okay, but there are better candidates. Like, she's not gonna get re-elected. Oh my god, looks like a rainbow. I didn't even mean to do this. What? So I feel like we all know about the theory of the law of Squiddo. That's what it's called. The law of Squiddo is that no matter what happens, she will always get a good outcome, and for her, low-key for only her, and the route to get there will be as silly as possible. The thing about this is that it would only be good for her, and nobody else getting something good, and because of that, there's gonna be a bunch of bad stuff that happens to other people. I personally think this causes her to get impeached or removed, because like it's not her fault, but at the same time, and like I feel like the UN would like recognize that, like people would recognize that. At the same time, that because of that, she'd be a terrible president. She would walk away from it in an amazing state. She'd probably be hella rich and powerful and stuff still after, but she would definitely be impeached slash removed from office. I don't know if we're getting anybody up here again. Okay, next is Cam18, just kind of random, but let's just roll with it. So if you've ever watched his live streams, especially the one where he puts people in a box and makes them fight each other to death for his amusement, and our amusement, honestly, if you're a viewer, you know, he's a little unethical. He's getting impeached slash removed from office like that because of that. I mean, everything, like, I feel like that'd be a domestic issue, not necessarily an international one. So because of that, like, the UN wouldn't really step in or interfere, because, you know, the UN, you'd be like that. So he would be impeached slash removed from the office. This was one of the hardest ones. This is one of the hardest things I've had to think of in a long time, bro. And I've made a lot of decisions in my life that require thinking, surprisingly. Clownpierce. The guy, most whimsical man you know. The character, cool as hell. And because of that, hear me out, okay? Re-elected for second term. No. I hear the boos, I hear the cries. He kills a lot of people, blah, blah. Okay, but. Like, the US is basically his team, if you think about it. And, like, he'd protect his team, no? Like, okay, wait, hear me out. But then he'd be savage in war, bro. Wait, no, re-elected for second term. I keep putting these in the wrong place, bro. But he'd be savage in war, he'd win, bro. The US would be rich as hell. But, you know, like, it'd be good for the US, not for anybody else. No Nobel Peace Prize. Bro, for some reason, I could not find a normal version of this guy's avatar skin or whatever, okay? So, you all gotta deal with this. I don't even gotta say anything, bro. Like, bro. Like, let's be so for real. Come on, like, they're both green, right? Like, it must be a theme. Okay, this one is an insane one to put on, like, the Minecraft YouTuber president tier list, considering he only really just started, like, doing Minecraft YouTube compared to these other people. But, bro, I love this guy, like, come on. The thing about Pear, bro, he is an amazing leader. Like, you don't understand. The chaos he will he cause chaos? Yes. Will he bring glory, bro, to his people? Yes! That's why I'm putting him in re-elected for a second term. Like, bro, people would love him. He'd be a little bit, baby bit corrupt. But, like, it's a net positive for the people, in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about Spong's like that, bro. Like, I watch a lot of his streams, and I feel like I still don't know a lot about him, which actually probably just is an issue of my attention span. But I would say, like, he's okay. Like, from what I've seen of him, he just rage baits people, and I feel like his fellow government officials wouldn't like that. So we're putting him in okay, no re-election. Why are people's colors similar? Yellow, green, bro. Again, I don't know much about Branzy, but I feel like, you know, we got Clown on here, we gotta get Branzy on here. He's a little unk, bro. Like, so I feel like step one, that's what makes a good-ish president, because, you know, I feel like historically they've all been unk. But, like, he'd be okay. He'd be more interested in science and stuff, and probably, like, let loose a couple of nuclear missiles just to test them. So, you know, okay. But, like, do we really want this guy again? Like, he's not all that, bro. Like, put this guy back in a lab, bro. Give this guy some chemistry stuff. Like, I feel like that would be so much better. I don't know. I feel like that's what people characterize him as. I'll really only read fics of this guy. That's all I know. Okay, so it is, in fact, a brand new day. Because I had to go to sleep last night because my Wi-Fi turned off. And then I started watching the Verity Mod movie. And then Verity Mob things started happening. But we are back. And our next person going to be Loppezz. Now, the thing about Loppezz as a character, she's a little silly, a little goofy, a little silly, you know what I mean? And the issue with that, especially if you've seen that one, like, there's a couple popular clips, especially from Strength. The one where she was trying to sneak up on Lettuce and mace him, and he caught her, like, right away. Or the one where she got killed with Jude Law in that trap. That was really funny. That's besides the point. I'm getting distracted here. I'm tired. But she would low-key not be a good president. She'd slip up a little too much, and she wouldn't get assassinated by the UN in the way that these other people would get assassinated. She would get assassinated by the UN in the way that they're like, Yeah, bro, like, how did you comically fall onto the nuclear launch button? Like, you're a little too much of a threat in that sense. Like, it's the Lob Squiddo where the silliest possible things happen, but it's kind of working against her. Okay, and we've now moved on to JumperWho. You see, JumperWho, she doesn't cause that much chaos in a bad sense, like, in my personal opinion. Like, all of these are my opinions. And I think she's generally a good, like, team leader. She's generally a good part of a team, which is important to be president or be politician in general. So I would say Nobel Peace Prize. I think she could do a lot of good for the world, like, as a character. You know, I could definitely see her being a strong person in power to the sense where she doesn't let it get to her mind, okay? Bro, we got Derapchu. Bro, this one is, like, again, I kind of just chose a bunch of these kind of randomly based on who I'm following on Twitch or sub to on YouTube and stuff. Twin, this guy isn't getting elected. I know I said earlier, like, assume they're all qualified and got elected. Have we met the guy? Like, I mean, I haven't, but parasocially, I mean. I mean, this guy's not getting president. I don't think I'd actually do this for anybody else, but just for him, we're gonna make a little special section. You know, yeah, a little special section. And again, this isn't gonna try to be an insult. You know, we'll give him a special color. Give it a sec. Give it a sec. There you go. This isn't trying to insult Derap or anything. Like, bro, it doesn't matter. But, come on. You know, do I gotta explain? And that is all I have for you guys today. That is 15 characters put on this tier list. Somewhat, I guess, with the exception of Derapchu, a little on the side there. But I'm really tired right now, and I have to go fill out like 5 applications for things. Wish me luck. But if you do want part 2, what if we got 10 likes, that's it, bro. 10 likes, part 2, and I'll do a lot more, like, I don't know, give your suggestions on who to rank in the comments. So I'll see, hopefully I've watched them, otherwise I'll watch, like, a little bit from them. Because honestly, like, a couple of these people I don't watch religiously, or know that much about. But give your suggestions. Hopefully we can get this 10 likes for part 2. And I'll try to do more life series or third life characters or hermit crafters next time if I don't get suggestions. Drink water, study for your exams, and sleep well. Bye bye!